minutes past 8, and here's some really bad news, shocking statistics from February to March last year. There was an 800% increase in searches in how to handle internet trolls.
Yeah, this was during the first lockdown of COVID, when our reliance on staying connected with our friends and family really increased, but so unfortunately did the potential for negative and potentially harmful experiences.
Mental health charities have warned of the direct link between online trolling and suicide attempts, and they've now boosted the online safety campaign, Be Kind. Let's go to Alice Hendy. Alice is the founder of online safety tool, Ripple. Alice, what do we mean by a safety tool? What is Ripple?
Hi, good morning, Eamonn. Good morning, Isabel. So Ripple is a digital tool which, if a user searches for harmful content online, they will first be guided through a filter of breathing exercises and then a very simple, uncluttered and calmly presented strategies and forums, helplines and mental health services that they can access both now and in the longer term, accompanied with messages of hope, really, and encouragement to keep safe. The idea is that Ripple is intercepting any people out there who might be struggling and searching for methods or ways, unfortunately, to self-harm or take their own life.
Alice, I'm fascinating to know that one of the first things you come across with this tool is to control your breathing. What does that say? What does that mean? What are you trying to do with asking someone to control their breathing?
It's really a case of interrupting somebody's thought process. It's a gentle, calming strategy that has been statistically proven to help that person reset what it is they're thinking. If they're carrying out online searches of this nature, they're clearly struggling and really in crisis mode. And the idea is that the short breathing exercise at the beginning enables that person to stop, pause, reflect on what they're doing, and then they're presented with those mental health facilities and services that are available for them to access.
Alice, you've created this incredible internet tool, and you've done that because you've been through the worst of experiences and you tragically lost your brother, I know, in November 2020. So that was the year that we're talking about, of those really difficult lockdowns for so many people on their mental health. Your brother was just in his 20s at the time. And after he passed away, it was then that you found out he'd been accessing these forums that had helped him to find ways to take his own life. And I mean, that just strikes me as unbelievable how easy it is for people who are feeling vulnerable to find that kind of content. Obviously shocked you into setting up Ripple.
Yeah, absolutely. So obviously when we lost my brother Josh on the 25th of November 2020, I was just, I mean, it was almost like a bomb going off in our living room, to be honest. And I was desperate to find answers, you know, what was going on in his life, what could have been so bad that he thought that was perhaps his only option. And when I looked through his devices, his mobile and his laptop, I did find that he was looking at these really harmful websites, forums, and so on. It's not just social media accounts here that are potentially to blame for some of the online material that shouldn't be present. It's also websites and forums as well. So really, I'm calling on the Online Harms Bill to go a step further. It's fantastic that the government have recently been making real good headway, really, into promoting the Online Harms Bill and holding organisations to account. But it isn't just the social media companies, it's those websites as well that need to be dealt with.
Yeah. Today is Safer Internet Day. And the disturbing thing about all of this is the massive increase there are from people in searches for how to avoid trolling and how to spot a troll. The thing that really surprises me about that is I would have thought it was quite obvious.
It can be. In other ways, it can be really, really difficult, actually, to realise that what's happening to you is trolling. And the data from SEMrush with how to avoid trolling searches they've suggested that has actually doubled. So 200% increase in the last 2 years of how to avoid trolling. People don't know how to deal with it. People don't know what the characteristics are of trolling. And effectively, the advice is, if you wouldn't say something to somebody in person, please don't think it's acceptable to say it to somebody over the internet, because the impact that some comments can make on somebody's mental health can often be catastrophic.
And Alice, you know, I can't even imagine what it's like to lose a loved one in the way that you did with your brother. Words just can't even express it, I'm sure. But if you had the chance to speak to your brother and reassure him in a way that I'm sure your charity is trying to reassure anyone else that's feeling vulnerable, do you think that his death could have been prevented? And you know, does it feel like just a horrendous waste of a young life?
It does, completely. Josh was 21. He had his whole life ahead of him. He was my only sibling. These websites and forums helped him do what he did. They provided him with tips, encouragement, guidance on how to complete suicide. And I feel like it's my mission and my duty now, as somebody bereaved by suicide, to represent all of the families that have lost somebody in the same way as myself and try to stop this happening to any other families. And I said right from the beginning when I set up this charity, like many other people who have been bereaved by suicide, if I can stop just one person from doing this, then I would have achieved what I've set out to do. And I'm more than overwhelmed to say that Ripple so far has actually saved 22 people from taking their life due to intercepting their online searches. It's a free tool for schools, colleges, universities, parents to download en masse if they wanted to. And that really is my life goal now. I feel like I've got a purpose.
Oh, Alice, that's so moving.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable.
And when you say a free tool, you mean an app? Is that what you mean?
No, Ripple is a browser extension. So that means it can be downloaded on Google Chrome or Microsoft Edge browsers. Just simply type in Ripple tool, or you can look at my website, which is ripplesuicideprevention.com, and I've put some instruction videos on exactly how to download it. It literally takes 60 seconds. And once installed, it's an additional layer of protection, safety, because you really don't know what people are looking at on the internet. And I strongly believe that if this had been around a year prior, I might still have my brother here with me.
Well,
heartbreaking.
Our condolences to you on the loss of your brother, and we salute you in what you have done in helping people or helping other families not to go through what you have gone through. Alice Hendy, thank you very much indeed. Her tool is Ripple. Thank you, Alice. Ripple. So Google that. And,
an incredibly strong young lady, and to, you know, 22 lives that she knows of that she saved. I'm sure there's a lot more that she doesn't know about. So well done, Alice, for turning a tragedy into something so positive.
And also, from a social service point of view, there is so little support because there just isn't the finance for it to support people who've got suicidal thoughts, and it's a very, very difficult thing. So
huge problem, especially in young men.
Yeah, any layer that you can bring to that, the better.